What? Oh.
Is that...
Oh, it can't be. How did it get here?
One of us needs to go and have a look.
I'm not touching it.
Well, I don't want to touch it either. You know what this means, don't you?
What?
Okay, here. Oh, man! Alright, okay. Ow!
Oh dear.
It'll be fine. It's being cleaned. You got your lunch there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Very thirsty.
Oh dear.
I don't know if it's one of his.
Looks like it though.
How did it get here?
No idea.
What do we do with it?
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it, won't we?
Yeah.
Of course. No evidence. Yeah, can't do us for anything, can they?
Yeah.
Okay. You might want to hold your nose, because it kind of makes a weird noise.
Okay.
Okay, ready? I think it's gone.
Oh thank God.
I'll be a bit more careful this time.
Yeah. I'm not picking up the floor popcorn.
It's gone. It's lost to the floor now. I think we're safe. For now.
For now.
Maybe movie. Greetings and salutations to our fellow, is it Carologians now, is it? Are we the Carologian era again?
I suppose we are. I hadn't thought about it, but yes, I think that's what it's called.
Whatever it is. I mean, that is more applicable to you back at home than us stuck here on the skin of reality.
In the pimple.
Don't burst us! Thank you for joining us again for episode 2 of this month's Maybe Movies Mashups, where we are smushing into an amorphous blob 1954's Godzilla.
And 1975's one of our dinosaurs is missing.
We've kind of made something of a meal for ourselves, made mostly out of tripe. We don't know. We don't know yet. We haven't started yet. What we are going to do very first of all, is to apologise for any kind of problems last week with the voting.
Oh, yes, that was a counting error.
But thankfully our clerk made sure that we were on the numbers. But we will be doing a very quick shout out, and this is for one of our recent subscribers called Tora Cube.
Okay, Tora Cube.
Tora Cube.
Right.
Yeah. Who is a musician, seems to do quite avant-garde. Quite avant-garde music that's quite eerie as well.
Oh, cool.
I've been watching a few bits and pieces, been going for a while on the platform, and a couple of bits that I've listened to are very interesting. And again, as I say, quite eerie, which I kind of quite like. So do check it out. Obviously there will be a link in the corner here somewhere, and also in the description below as well. Thanks as well for your support too, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
Are we now sitting comfortably after Popcorn-geddon?
Are our seats in the upright position?
We were attacked by Popcornzilla. Right, so I think we kind of decided pretty much on our main cast. So we've got Godzilla, we've got Derek Nimmo as Edward Southmere, Lord Edward Southmere.
Yes.
We've got Peter Ustinov as Hop 1.
Yes.
Helen Hayes is Hetty, Joan Sims is Emily. We've then got, and again, I'm sorry, I don't know the Japanese actors' names, but we've got Emiko.
Yes.
Dr. Serizawa.
Yep.
The other guy, is it Ortega, or is it Ortagia?
Hideo Ogata.
Ogata, that's it, sorry, I can't read, it's my writing. The young lad, whose parents get killed, is
Shinkiki. Okay, I couldn't quite catch his name, so...
It's written as Shinkschi. So
Oh, right.
Shinkichi. And then, is it Dr. Yamane? Is that it?
Yamane, yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming we're keeping all of those central characters if we can.
Kind of need them.
Yes.
Plot revolves around them mostly.
I didn't know whether it might be an idea to move some of the stuff from Odo Island to those events happen on Hong Kong. But it's too far. The distance is too far. It's looking at it. Because then we could have potentially, the young lad, Shinkichi, we could have put him in place of the two young lads.
Oh, I see.
In
right.
place of, I do get, they're Castlebury, isn't it?
Yes.
Peter Castlebury and his brother.
Oh, you managed to get their first names. I didn't quite catch those.
Only the old one, Peter. I don't know if the other one, I never caught the younger one. Again, might not work, because I just figured, again, I know we're trying not to stick to the plots, but if we supplant, because obviously Hong Kong is an island, I know it's not too far off the mainland of China, but if we replace the events that happen on Odo Island with Hong Kong, we could then still potentially lead up to an attack on Tokyo.
Right. Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, in that case, yes, we'd have to swap Hong Kong for Odo Island to make that work. If Godzilla is going to attack Tokyo and not Hong Kong, the first stuff has to happen at Hong Kong to make any kind of sense at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I thought we could open, as it does, with Old Lord Southmere, addressing the camera about, oh yes, it was the strangest of times, whatever. Because I thought we could open it with him, as you're saying, it was a weird time, this is what was happening, and then we could see those early attacks on the ships. That's the open Godzilla.
Yes.
Are part of his introductory monologue.
Okay, that makes sense.
Setting the scene.
Yeah.
And then we kind of cut in, he sort of, from there goes into, obviously, what he was doing in China, trying to get the, now, are we saying that he's still picking up the formula in China, or is he now getting it from Japan?
Right, well, this is where it all starts to get very complicated. Because originally I thought we were starting the other way around and he was going to end up in Hong Kong.
Okay, we can do that.
Well, no, we just discussed that, and clearly it needs to happen the other way around if things are going to make sense. Mm-hmm. But that also means certain other things don't make sense. So, for the sake of argument, we would have to say Dr. Serizawa is in Hong Kong. Or in China, rather than Japan.
Yeah, he could be. He could be attending a symposium or something in China, and that's where he steals the thing from him, and then heads to Hong Kong. Yeah,
that's the only way we can make that make sense, because otherwise he'd be going from Japan to Hong Kong.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Obviously, we would lose the stuff in the Himalayas because he's going south, not west.
Yes.
But again, I thought
that's just a silly montage anyway.
It is a silly montage. But I did think it was quite nice because both movies mention the Yeti.
Oh yes, so they do.
And also, both movies make the same mistake because in
2 million years?
Yeah. You noticed it as well. Fantastic. But what I thought you could have as part of that is, again, because it's going to be part of the silliness of one of our dinosaurs is missing, is that the ship that he takes that gets him from mainland China to Hong Kong gets hit by Godzilla. I'm not saying that he loses the thing there, but it could be part of his trials and tribulations of trying to get out of China with his secret.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can just see the ship hit, and then you just see him float up to the top and onto a raft or something.
Yes, because then we'd be setting the scene. Yeah, okay.
As long as he's still got his umbrella with him, because that's where the thing is, it's hidden in the...
it's hidden in the handle of his umbrella.
Yes! Which will get us
also, by the way, Lord Southmere is completely fucking lying, by the way. He is totally a fucking spy. They're called corporate spies.
Yes, of course.
Just the fact that he owns the company, he's got nothing to do with it. No. He was still a spy.
So he arrives in Hong Kong.
Yes. Immediately pursued by operatives.
Now, this is where it's going to start getting sticky.
Of course it's going to. The whole thing's going to get sticky.
It's going to get very sticky very quickly.
I'm very concerned that we're just going to end up with a lot of dead nannies.
More than likely. So you're going to get pursued, as we say. Are we keeping the dinosaur skeleton as well, or have we just replaced it with Godzilla?
Well, that's what we said last week.
That is
what we... Because you said about hiding it on Godzilla, is what you said.
Because I was trying to think of it. Is there a way that we could... again, there's a missing piece and I can't think of it. Is there a way that we can have a setup where he does hide it on Godzilla, but after he gets the knock on the head, there is a dinosaur skeleton there as well, and they confuse which one it's on. He says, I hid it on the dinosaur. They think he means the skeleton, when to him he means the big fucking thing that's moving.
Yeah.
But it's just, how can we set that up? How can we set that scene up that they can get away with it without anybody else noticing?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, no. Without anybody else noticing, Godzilla is going to cause instant panic.
Yes.
People will be running for their lives.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So if we say we've got a dinosaur that's on loan from the British Museum, is on display in Hong Kong.
Okay, yeah.
And again, we kind of get the bit where he climbs up there as if he's going to hide it on the nape of the neck, as he does. Everything starts shaking. No, that's not going to work. For it to be on Godzilla for any length of time and still have a reasonable chance of not being damaged in any way, I was thinking that he kind of he tries to fend it off with his umbrella, and the umbrella gets caught in Godzilla, so the thing is still inside the umbrella.
Caught in his scales or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, the other one would be like a toothpick. But that's too far up. Yeah. Scales is better. And then in doing so, he falls off, hits his head.
Yes.
Nannies find him, is on the dinosaur, by which time Godzilla's moved on.
Yes. That's all complete hokum, and nobody would really survive that experience, but because movie.
Yes. That's one. We went one because movie.
First 5 minutes.
We can then have Godzilla head back out to sea, and so the next time we see him, if we have like that little village is on another part of Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Well, there's all these Japanese people living in a small village on Hong Kong, but we don't worry about that.
Yeah, there are. Or there would have been. Certainly back then, there would have been fishermen on Hong Kong Island. So it's just a small fishing shack on there or whatever on the other side of the island.
Meanwhile, we'd still get some of the stuff going on in Japan with those guys because Japanese shipping has been hit.
Yes.
So we'd still get the bits with them, all of the stuff with them sending out things to investigate and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so far. We've
also had a Godzilla reveal in the first 5 minutes.
We have.
Which, believe me, I'm much happier with.
Yeah.
I believe that more Godzilla is always better.
Oh, well, this is true. Yeah, you can't argue with that. But he does his disappearing act.
Yes.
Disappears into the sea. Edward gets captured, taken away by Peter Ustinov, and nannies go
searching the skeleton.
Go searching for the skeleton. So we're happy that next section is going to run through okay. And we get... Oh, God, this is so hard.
Yeah.
What happens next? Because, again, we can allow that bit to run on as it does. It's where we're going to get our next appearance of Godzilla. Is it going to be... He goes back out to sea, which then brings him into contact with the Japanese who are searching for him. We can almost bring in a possible... not a conflict to say, but a certain amount of friction between the Japanese Navy and the Chinese Navy, because he's been seen in both waters now.
We could do, yeah. Oh, wait, no, 1950s, that's like the Long March, that's all early Mao.
Don't know much about that period, so...
That's a lot of people died. Great Leap Forward and all that.
Yes, of course.
Come on, it's got to make some kind of sense. It's got to make some kind of sense.
Okay, I'm going to have a look through this scene, so where we are. So we're up to where they've interrogated him in the basement, and his second-in-command has gone off to try and find the nannies.
Yes, find the nannies. They start searching the skeleton.
I take it, are we going to lose Joss Ackland?
I think we have to, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really play that. He's a minor part of it.
He's only in 2 or 3 scenes anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, we get searching the dinosaur, which up to this point and this one. We could go... So while that is going on, we're getting the bits where there's no fish.
Yeah.
You know, when the fishing people, the fishermen are going out and there's no fish. Which is about the same time as we get the raft, don't we? Which is one of the survivors makes it back.
Right. Unless we want to make a really long film, we're going to have to start skipping scenes here.
Yeah, I mean, I was cutting those.
Because at the moment we're doing the zipper thing.
We are. Ah!
I know, it's horrible. Why did we agree to do this? Why, people? Why?
In which case, I mean, those bits can be just little inserts of them going, look, there's no fish. But I think the next big scene from Godzilla that we really want to keep is the storm.
But didn't we just have that on Hong Kong Island? Doing the zipper thing again?
Yeah. I was trying to keep it in order, but no, we haven't. We've taken them out.
No, yes, we've got to...
That makes sense.
Throw all of that shit out the window.
Yes. So, he gets taken in, doesn't he, by Yamane and his family.
Yes.
But they won't be here yet because they're still in Japan.
Yes.
Dealing with things from that end. One of the rich English families offers to take him in, and his nanny was one of the nannies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And when they go off, so it's him who's listening in on them going sneaking out all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
He's a little bit older than those kids, so do you think he would sneak out and follow them when they go and search the dinosaur? So we can keep him in the action? Because he's a little bit older than the kids from...
maybe, yeah.
He's a lot more invested in what's going on because of the death of his parents. So he follows them when he overhears them saying they're going to go and search the dinosaur. That kind of comedy of errors thing or comedy of manners thing, he thinks that they're talking about Godzilla.
Right, yeah.
So he follows them because they think they know something.
I think we're going to have to call an act somewhere around about here.
Which is about right.
They would have their sighting on Odo Island.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a short sequence. But that then leads to him warning everybody in Japan. And it becomes an international incident.
And that also can coincide, if we want it to, with the nannies getting kidnapped or taken by the Chinese.
Yes. At some point, somehow, we have to relocate our action to Japan, otherwise everything starts falling apart really fast, plot-wise.
Yes.
But, for now...
Yes, by some token, we have managed to get to... We have an act.
We have an act, just the one. We're not sure how much further we can get with this.
Yeah, but that is purely our first draft. Oh my god. It's alright, there's only 2 more to go. Yeah, so we're going to go and have a lie down in a dark room and ponder on the choices that we've made.
The poor choices.
So please have a brilliant weekend, have a brilliant start to next week, and we will see you in some shape or form on Wednesday and back here for this next Friday.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.